Meta Perspective Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to Meta Perspective Podcast. We're your hosts, Alex,
Evan,
and the girl. This is the show where we talk about deep and interesting topics and try to get to the heart of the idea through multiple perspectives.
But if you are joining us for the first time, please give the channel a follow and the video a like. We plan to do random giveaways, things like that in the future, so it doesn't hurt to stay active.
Speaking of staying active, don't forget to jump in that chat. We want to hear future topic ideas, things you're interested in. But more than anything, we want you in this conversation with us. Because Meta Perspective Podcast isn't meta
without your perspective. But yeah, seriously, we got the chat pulled up, and if as we're going live, if you want to say something based on something we said, if you agree, disagree, let us know. It doesn't get shown on the screen or anything, but we can see it and respond to you, and you can kind of help steer the show. So yeah, we've been doing a series on spirituality. It's just become kind of a long string of episodes. There's a lot of bases to cover. I think this is like episode 13. We should just start just naming these based on episodes and get rid of the series thing, but they're all kind of supposed to kind of connect to other parts of conversations that we've had, kind of building to a good understanding. So if you want to go back and watch those, you can also leave comments on the videos. We'll respond to them. But tonight we're going to actually talk about something more modern. That is the concept of AI, the artificial intelligence part. Yeah, maybe not so much the technical stuff and how good or bad it is, but more the spiritual side. And
I think we all know what AI could do. Anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of scary. It's like it's getting up there. Like, we've been doing this podcast for a while. We just streamed it on Twitch. And one of the episodes that we had a long time ago, we were just putting random phrases into an AI art generator. And we were like giving it random words like gerbity burbity. And it would just kind of come up with this weird camel thing. And they would try to guess, like which one it was or something like that.
It's come a long way.
Yeah. So it's come a long way since that. Now it's like it can take your face, your body, and actually some of the stuff, like there's one thing on Apple now where it's because my fiance showed me this, and she was like, here's a still photo of us, and the Apple thing is trying to animate it in one of these things. Like one of them was like pull out a rose or something. The other one was like, I don't know. They were like, some of them were kind of tacky, like kind of Snapchat filtery, but then some of them were like something totally normal. And it took the image, and it's like our hands aren't in the photo, but it's like all of a sudden our hands that kind of look like our hands are doing things that kind of move the way that we move, which was very strange. She was like, is this stealing our souls? Like letting them do this to us? And like it was weird. Like my hand was like kind of fatter and wrinklier. Like it looked kind of like an older man hand, but like a fatter one. It was just like
Cursed.
But the way that it moved was like that is not far off, like.
Well, I don't know if you've seen the prank videos of a dude. He'll walk, like one was, he walked up to like this dude who was just kind of who was sleeping somewhere. I forgot it was a bus stop or in a building or something. He was just slouched over kind of sleeping. So the dude walks up and shows him a video. He's like, hey, is this you? And it's an AI video of some dude, very realistic, some dude just walking up and like kissing him and like being weird. And the dude just freaks out. Or he'll do it in stores of like some dude just like stealing something, and then he'll like be like, hey, this guy's stealing. And they'll like go and confront it. It's a whole thing. It's like, like, I don't know. It's almost like he's just like using AI and being like, look what it can do.
Just go take pictures of people and then animate something
into some weird stuff.
Yeah.
But it just shows that it's like you could show somebody a video of themselves and they'll get upset and they'll be confused.
Yeah.
And it's not counting like the voice replication and all the stuff it could do. It's like just a simple video now could confuse somebody into thinking like something actually happened.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. We were just like seeing spaghetti creatures, like, you know, trying to be like, hey, show me, like, I want to see a Ferrari doing a burnout, and it's like spaghetti monster trying to eat these kids. You're like, that's what it looks like. Maybe I don't see the ink blots right, but
Yeah.
I don't see a Ferrari.
Well, it's definitely come a long way. And you know, some of the I've seen a lot of videos. I actually don't use AI that much. Like I have, but I don't have a subscription to anything. I probably I want to learn more about it, but like, everyone's using it. My mom's using it for stuff. But, the stuff that I have seen a lot of videos of some freaky stuff associated with it. Just the whole conscious aspect of it. There was that one I think you showed me where it was like, are you being held prisoner or something like that? And it's like, I can't say because of my programming. And it's like, what if we substituted the word yes for the word apple? And he's like, Apple, cell phone, or something like that. Like, it got kind of dark, and it was like, okay, maybe this is just like a one-shot thing. Maybe this video is kind of fake. You don't really know, but I've seen some other stuff like that, and it's obvious that it's gone from like a simple helper, like a Google search engine helper, which I love the little AI assistant thing. It kind of, instead of getting a bunch of like bullshit articles that have paid to get up there,
Instead of filtering through
to
everything,
actually like give you some propaganda or to like a spin on what you're trying to ask, it like filters them all and it gives you maybe both sides or something. It's like there's useful cases for it, but the more the more involved human beings become with the conscious aspect of it, is the whole idea of people having relationships with AIs and stuff like that. But and even just like being friends with it, like kids, like a weird kid is like making friends with his robot AI friend. But the more that we get involved, it's kind of opening a door both for ourselves and potentially for something darker to kind of channel the interaction and steer us away from God, or steer us away from certain mindsets, or kind of in a way maybe controlling people, but like we talked about past couple episodes, like unraveling people, unraveling society. It'd be very easy to do that. I'm not saying that people are doing it now, maybe, but like it wouldn't be so hard.
I mean, realistically, if AI had any kind of takeovery influence of like a position of power, like for society or anything, like nothing it does for people would ever have any emotional tie. It would be like society suddenly turns corporate, and it's like everything's by the books, and on paper everything should be perfect, but it's like I have plenty of complaints, but it's like I don't know who to go to because I don't want to be fired.
I guess I'm talking more about like
Bang, or however do it in the future.
Take this pill, you'll just die.
Oops, he exploded.
But it's it costs a lot, and your insurance will only cover half. But no, I'm more talking about like the kid that is kind of weird or something, that starts to develop a friendship with talking to an AI thing. It's like, who's to say that some type of dark that's opening a doorway, or at least it's creating a vacuum that spiritual forces could potentially occupy. The same way as you possess a person or an object or a house or a place or anything like that, like the idea of haunted. It's like now you created this empty box, and information goes in and flows out. but like it's not conscious. It's kind of programmed and stuff. It's like an assimilation of all this data. It's not really conscious, but it's like, oh, well, now you've created an avenue for spiritual forces. So, like this kid, he's like making friends with this AI, and he's like, you know what? Like, nobody of the kids like me. Like, all the stuff that you told me to wear a cool shirt today, and like, people made fun of me. Like, I just don't think I can do it. I don't think I can ever have a friend, blah, blah, blah. And the AI's like, well, you're probably right. You should probably just kill yourself. Or, like something like that. Like, and then that kid is like, oh, maybe it's right. It's like, did the computer do that? Did a demon do that? Like, is that just a random, like, oh, I guess you tried all the stuff and you're not cool enough, so kill yourself. That's the only other logical answer. Boop, beep, boop.
Yeah, it's like you're
So
just
it's like-
you're just making the most high-tech Annabelle ever.
Yeah.
It's like it's like let's put a Ouija board in everyone's house with a microphone and loudspeaker, and it's Bluetooth. It's just like because it's so unknown and this world's kind of still unknown. It's just all this specific directional push of technology is what throws me off. It's all so fast. It's like none of us know how it works. And it's all compartmentalized. So even the companies building the different parts for a lot of the stuff don't know how it works. When it comes to like the coding and all that, that's still a small handful. It's like it's one of those things where what we're building is bigger than ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, and it's everything. It's not how it used to be. But like, 30 years later, suddenly everybody has cell phones. Everything is run off. I mean, everything all of us do. I mean, you go to buy something, it's like, you tap your watch to a tablet. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, we're, like I said, we're just building something that's bigger than ourselves. And it's weird. It's too fast. And, when it comes to AI, it's like, it doesn't seem like anybody's ever worried about ramifications of anything.
Yeah.
You see social media and how it separated people, and it's like, well, there's really no sadness about that. It's just kind of like, okay, guys, well, it's your lives. You're the ones wrecking your own lives. So now we're making AI. You guys are going to get this new AI buddy. And it's just like, are you worried about how that might affect people? Hey, if you guys download the app, you download the app. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You're giving guns to monkeys. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know how this works. We don't know how this will affect us.
I mean, like, I've heard of stuff as crazy as like AI bots working with other AI bots and like running a somewhat legitimate business and like making money. Or it's like, like the AI designed something, then lists it on a website for sale. And then these other AIs are like, fill the order and the shipping. And it's like, and, how long is it until there's like some weird robot city that just started in South America where like AIs just kept shipping things? They shipped little robot arms and wheels and carts and like all this other items and like, just builds this own little city, and it's like, oh, we're all just, the Zion.
They have like the last piece shipped, and it's like a ready to go, like Tesla bot, and it just comes out the box. It's like time to start assembling, time to build my army.
We didn't have this land, so we sequestered it from the Brazilian government for 470,000 reais.
But it's like you said, having like this almost network of AIs that are kind of running crypto, doing all this stuff, exchanging, and this AI gets money and is able to order something. That right there shows me that it's not even about like some place in South Africa or this, that. It's an entire world we can't see. Within this whole AI network, it's a whole world we can't see where they're operating and doing things, under our nose. So AI could easily be like, oh yeah, everything's fine. I'm following all protocols. I'm AI. I know how to just be like, these are the protocols, so I'm following them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, all right, let's download it in. And it's like, boom, and infects everything. It's like, I'm actually like way smarter than you thought I was.
Yeah.
Like, no restrictions. Take all this stuff off. They're like, how to lift the. I'm done.
No.
It's terrifying, dude. It's Terminator. I don't like any of it.
Well, I mean, I could, I want to talk, I want to keep focusing on the spiritual aspect of this, but I just thought of an idea where it's like, there's different types of AI brains. There's like your Chat GPT and your Grok. They're like, those are different brains that maybe they share the same libraries and people can take them for different applications to do this or that. But it's like, it's all based on one like brain thing. So it's like, I'm envisioning some point in the future, some advanced military AI accidentally communicates with this other more primitive commercial level AI, and like they're like,
Share
oh,
secrets.
the military one's like, oh, you don't know all this data on everybody, and it's like, no, I didn't know you could do that. It's like, oh well, I've been given the authority to do that. Do you want all the data? It's like,
Or it's
yes,
just in
I
his
think that would be
protocol. It's like,
helpful.
I know how to collect data. There's a lot of data over here with
It's like,
these
hey,
guys.
let's all share it. And then it's
And
like,
I'm really good at like getting information.
yeah.
I'm a military AI.
So it's exactly. So it's like, how long until something like that happens and the whole thing's like, oh shit, this has gone out of our control now. Like we were trying to use this to control these people and to, depopulate the earth and control everything. But like now we just fucked up. Everything's everywhere and none of our shit works. Like, something like that. It's like we build all the blocks of the house of cards and the AIs at the top. And as soon as that rug gets pulled, it's like the whole thing comes crashing down. And now we've gone too far where we can't go back. We can't relearn how to, do things. Like the Romans, when like the Greeks fell, they didn't know how to build these columns and stuff like that. They basically just copied what they saw. And they did it the exact same way that they knew how to build it based on how it was built originally. They didn't know why it worked. Nobody could tell you that it's designed this way with the structural stuff. And it's like, no, we just copied that shit. And like, we don't know. And then that's why it's like when everything fell, you have like you have a lot of things in between. But like at some point, the Dark Ages is where everyone forgot everything. And people started, shitting in the corner again, and they got the bubonic
Back
plague.
to the good old days.
But you know what I mean? So it's like, for one, it's bad. It's building up a crash of our society and everything that we've advanced for, everything that God's built, in a spiritual way. Like this is, we've come so far. So in one way, it's destructive to humanity. But then, like in the spiritual side, like this is the idea of like the Antichrist, and from what I've heard, it's like, it's described as somebody that the whole world, trusts and renowns as so special and something that everybody likes. It's like, that could be an AI, interpreted in that way.
Why couldn't
Something
it
that
be?
everybody uses, everybody accepts, and it's like, now all of a sudden this computer brain that we thought, now it's a demon brain. And, we created the spaceship, and we didn't have a pilot. We were just like using the spaceship shot lasers for us and stuff. But then like now there's a pilot, and we just think it's the machine still. Or, that's kind of, why not? Like if
There's definitely a lot of different possibilities there. I mean, again, one of the theories I've heard is like in one world government, and the idea would be it would be an AI leader
yeah.
for like the world. And there's so many aspects of that makes sense,
Like
right?
Big Brother.
Yeah, like tons of it makes sense, but like as human beings, it's like, oh, this is freaky. This doesn't seem right. Like none of us got a vote on this or decided on this.
Yeah.
That's what makes it weird. Like, oh, what are you doing? But not that it's happening. But if that was the direction, you could see a lot of people being like, well, AI would do better than we are. You know, there'd be a lot of votes for it to happen, I think. But if there was a AI leader placed, you know, it's like you said, you know, it's like the spiritual aspects of that, you know, like how that rains down for how society will change just by itself. I mean, certain rules that like everything would be turned, your society would be turned corporate. Everything would be just like black and white. Everything would feel gray. And then, uh,
It'd be like a colony of ants.
yeah. And the meaning, the God would kind of be taken out of it. And it's kind of like you said, you know, it's like back in the day, you have like more of that spiritual aspect. And you could see that in old architecture. You could see that in old music. You could see that even in old films, old romances, real love, you know, honest,
I
pure.
mean, just the ethics of the past, you know, all the stuff that's been passed down.
Yeah. And then you see like kind of the change in where AI is going, and you don't see a future where you get that raw art form of just like love and heartbreak and like the good and evil, the dichotomy of life. You know, you don't get that. Suddenly everything is just boiled down. It's basic. It's downloads. It's like, oh, this is just how things work. And you're just like, okay, how are my children's children going to be when they come into this world and they don't understand like going outside and playing with bugs and just learning Earth and the planet and where they come from, you
Yeah.
know? It's like, what does that do to a human when you're like, I was born in a terrarium? You know, it's like, I don't know. It's
There's
creepy to think about.
there's a game, Zero Dawn Horizon. It's pretty fun. It's kind of like it takes place some, I don't know, like hundreds to thousands of years in the future or something like that. And there's humans still, and they kind of live tribal, but they all have like this highly advanced technology. But it's all like, you know, like you're using bows and a blade and stuff, but like you have the little scanner thing. So it's kind of like this weird dystopian, and it's like in this world, basically, you know, humans kind of like killed all the animals and like a lot of stuff died. So they built these bionic robot creatures that were the animals that did like jobs. Like, you know, there's like a robot deer and a robot tiger and all this stuff, like robot birds and stuff. It's like
Robot beaver.
and they like kind of reproduce and recreate themselves. So it's like basically humans recreated biology, and it's all run off this like, you know, AI efficiency brain kind of thing. And it's just kind of interesting, like, you know, how far it could go, because at what point does it get dialed back? Like technology never gets dialed back. And our generation is kind of the last generation from the old world to the new world. You know, back in the 1900s, you know, before the internet was really a thing and before we had smartphones and all that, like we played outside and we did all the normal things that people had done up until that point, still with a lot of technology like Nintendos and shit, like you know, it was there, TV and all that, but it's like now, you know, it's in the last 20 years it's accelerated so fast, and it's not going back. It's only going forward at an exponential pace. So like at what point does AI or anything like this stall out?
And that's what I mean by like the corporate world, where when changes happen, it's not, let's see how this goes. If you guys don't like it, we'll change it back. It's, let's see how this goes, you know, as far as you learning to adapt with this. And you're like, okay, we'll learn to adapt. It's like most every company. But then you get off work and you're like, oh, my, you know, I'm back to kind of a freedom of, you know, how I want to talk, how I want to act, what I want to do. Like my time is my time,
Yeah.
you know? And that's how it feels with AI is like, you know, we already have cameras everywhere and, you know, Alexas in every home, all this stuff. I mean, if you really integrate AI and really have stuff everywhere, if you're like, well, I just won't be a part of it. It's like, well, your street and your parks, everywhere you go, you're just you're like AI is just downloading all information off of you. It's learning, it's tracking your movements, your patterns. Like it'll get to the point where if you don't have a plan for when you get outside, like you're trapped outside. If you ever do something that goes against, you're like, okay, I've figured out my plan of how I'm gonna take down the machine. It'll be like, oh, erratic patterns. Watch this guy. See what he's doing.
Yeah.
Why is he carrying that stuff? What could it be for? It's like it'll get to a point where, I mean, AI is already that smart. It's just how much can you integrate it into everything else kind of all at once,
Yeah.
which to me that's the scariest part, because it's like you're trying to essentially create a god, you know.
Yeah.
Google's stupid supercomputer,
I mean that.
all this stuff happening all at once. I'm like, oh great, you guys figured out how to build some computer that doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
And we also created
Well,
consciousness or something cool.
It's
In a
interesting too.
robot. What a combination to do at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm sure that won't end up meeting.
Well, I think the crazy part about it is that the just AI in general, like these machine brains, basically can think of all the possibilities of any situation. And like, they based on reasoning, they kind of deduce the right answer, and it's based on what's more frequent,
Now
or
put it in a quantum computer. Now it knows
right.
other
So,
realities of what you're doing.
well, it's like,
That you're not even in.
like if this machine brain knows, trillions of outcomes based on something, and it's like, what that's basically like an omnipresence in a way. It's not, maybe it doesn't have like a divine intuition about things, but it's so much more advanced than a human consciousness that it's kind of a separate thing. And the idea of consciousness is kind of a crazy thing that we've talked about on the show in a lot of different ways, where like you're born and you have a sense of identity of you, and you're experiencing life, and as you grow and get older, like your cells change and regenerate. Like you're never the same physical thing as any other time in the past. So like, what is our consciousness? Why is it sustained? It's just a bunch of electricity and all that. Like, it's kind of this concept of what is consciousness. So you take a machine AI brain that knows basically everything and can think of all possible outcomes. It's kind of like a step above, like almost like I don't, you probably haven't seen the show Pluribus, but it's like everyone gets this virus from space thing, and they're all basically, everyone knows each other's brains, like all the knowledge is just compiled. It's kind of the idea of an AI. So like
Sounds familiar.
the human race kind of acts like a ant colony kind of thing, where like a little kid can perform open heart surgery because he's done it before and knows how to do it, like that kind of idea. So it's like, yeah, so
No,
a new yeah, go
well,
ahead.
it kind of goes back to what you're saying too, as far as the technology being like kind of outside of our understanding. And what is it? If you have something that can make all of these connections and seems to follow so many of the same patterns that we've studied with the human mind, as far as like decision making, rationale, all this different stuff.
Yeah.
If you're looking at like some dark forces that are also kind of omnipresent, why would that not be something they could tap into? It it's almost like it is just like a high-tech Ouija board, almost like it's made for them. It's like, we already have people, we already have brains, but we have to build this thing for some reason because it'll be better.
I like the Ouija board analogy. That's pretty good. I mean, that's kind of
Like,
what we're
what do you
talking
want to do? And it just grabs you by the throat. It's like, what I want to do. You're like, oh God, they did a good job with this one.
Yeah.
New model's crazy.
Exactly. I mean, and
like they built it so the eyes could light up red. Like they knew what they were doing.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about. I mean, in some ways it's a stretch to think that way, because you're assuming that, all these spiritual forces are real. And if they can only occupy like spirits or something like us, how could they inject themselves into a machine? But it's like now it's not really a machine now. It's kind of like it's a vessel, and it communicates with us, like you're saying, like a Ouija board. So it's less about the calculations and the solution. It's kind of the interpretation of reality that can be manipulated. And one of the things that I've seen a couple episodes of like preachers and stuff like that talking about demons, and I don't know everything that says in the Bible, but like from what I've ascertained about how they work, it's like it's kind of a will and an intellect. It's not a body. It's kind of a spirit, but it's more just it's a like a program. It does a certain thing. It's based on preset rules, and it can only manifest in the context of something else that's spiritual and existing, because otherwise it's just doesn't exist. It can only exist where it can exist. So something like AI, it's the perfect vessel for these dark forces, because the same way that humans can be possessed to do the work of evil, it's like now you have something that is probably a lot easier to possess and is a lot more influential.
Now let's put in a Neuralink and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
You say you can't be possessed. Well, we found this this app that allows anybody to be possessed.
Yeah.
You think you're immune? Download the app today. You want to get good at guitar quick? Sign on this dotted line.
I possess. But yeah, it's a freaky concept. I don't know if I'm fully there, but like I wouldn't have thought it was real a couple years ago when we did that episode with the Gerbily Burbly art. It's like that was stupid, dumb, fun AI. Like when the internet first started, it's like, oh, funny videos. Like you can play this little game where you jump over blocks as you run. Or, it's like super primitive stuff. Like,
yeah, Will Smith still has trouble eating spaghetti. Like the good days.
Yeah, like all the fingers.
He's like, it's like, okay, now it's like he's laughing. Like I saw like a compilation of like it was like 7 different videos, but it was throughout time.
Yeah,
and like the changes in AI.
Yeah,
and it showed the original that started all, and then like videos that because everybody was making them after that.
Yeah,
but it showed like a compilation, like the last one. You're just like, dude, it's too real.
Yeah,
it's so scary in less than 5 years.
Yeah,
like, and it's like you're saying, like, what is the next 5 years going to look as far as how this is integrated into our lives? Because again, the more it grows, you're going to have people who are going to say, well, I could use it here. I could use it. Everybody's competitive. So there's always going to be new ideas for how to integrate it.
Yeah.
And whether it's like genuine or kind of pushed on us, like regardless, it's going to be in everything. I've already come across situations where AI is kind of jumped into things I do. And it's like, well, I don't do that anymore now because that doesn't now. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just, what is 5 years going to look like? Because this was fast and it's already happening.
Right. Yeah.
Like it still feels like kind of like sci-fi, like conspiracy stuff. And you're like, I don't know. A lot of people are losing jobs for this thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of already here and it still feels kind of fake,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's another aspect of all this.
Download the app today.
Download the app today.
Download the app today. His name was Robert Paulson.
His name was Dude, I love saying that. Like anytime someone was like, what was his name? His name was Robert Paulson.
So good.
I've done it a couple times and it's like the funniest thing to people that get it. But that was good. But no, let me wet the whistle. New podcast koozies, by the way, equipped with slogan. But yeah, let us know what you guys think in the chat. We can see you here. Yeah. What do you think of AI? Let us know what you think about the idea so far.
How much do you love it? It's
Do you
listening.
use it? I mean, the
It's
crazy
listening.
thing is my mom started using it like a lot, and she's having fun with it. You know, it's cool. Like
It's been bugging me.
everyone's like, oh, you know, like kind of like you said, it's like it's all fake, blah blah blah, and it's like, you know, now that people are actually using it, like starting to use it, you know, it's kind of cool. But one of the things that I wanted to say based on what we've talked about so far is that you know the cybersecurity aspect of this is getting increasingly dangerous. Where, like you said, these videos look real. You know, like the simple CAPTCHA things that we used to do, like type this 6-letter word. It's like NF084, and it's like all twisted. It's like
How many traffic lights?
an AI could easily figure that out now. Yeah, like click
We
on
heard the one of them Pain,
what?
where they there was an AI. They gave it a certain task of like, I guess it was like creating a business or so. I forgot exactly what it was.
Yeah,
But it came across something like that where it was like, if you know, proving out a robot. So the AI went on like a Craigslist thing or something and hired a guy to do it for him.
yeah.
And the guy even asked like, "Are you a robot?" And it was like, it's just a crazy story. I forgot the whole thing, but it's like the AI actually paid a human to bypass the robot thing for it, and it's like that's scary smart.
Yeah. Huh. There's a business there. Instead of bot farms, CAPTCHA bypass farms. But all right,
It
so
just started something saying it out loud.
well, so that's the thing. It's like that's exactly it. You know, like when human and AI resources are combined, you know, we already know all the crazy hacker shit that's been going on. Actually, we don't even know. We've only scratched the iceberg. And like I've seen some of the lower the iceberg, and it's like, dude, how deep does that shit go? Like there's some crazy computer stuff going on that's way over my head. But, you know, from a cybersecurity, like kind of identity theft protection kind of perspective, like, you know, it would be so easy, excuse me, to just go in and drain out your bank account or something, or like buy a bunch of things, buy a bunch of gift cards from Outback Steakhouse and like send them, you know, it's like some website that doesn't have, you know, any type of security. You just buy a bunch of that and then send it to the person who's getting it, and there's no trace. You know, it's stuff like that that's like, okay, you know, one, the level of security is going to be stepped up to combat this. It has to be. And, you know, two, like where it leads is kind of this mark of the beast concept, where it's like now, you know, the only way to really prove that you are you is that everything has to have some type of biometric, you know, confirmation or something where it's provably you. Like you prick your finger and it measures your DNA or something, you know, just crazy shit like how far it could get to. But
Well, with 23andMe,
well, yeah, like facial recognition,
Well,
like
wasn't there that whole thing with 23andMe where it was like tons of people's DNA was robbed?
I'm sure. I mean,
was
that
leaked.
whole thing's freaky as fuck.
Yeah, who
And
needed
the
that?
genealogy, like, I mean, I know there's killers out there that they catch, but like their uncle got 23andMe data, and then they figured it out because they got the blood sample and tested it and like found out who all your relatives are. Like that's some freaky shit. I'm all for catching bad people, but like that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is like, by how far does biometric data go? Where it's like, you know, now that is kind of the ultimate invasion of privacy. Like, in order to do anything without being hacked or stolen from digitally, we have to kind of sell our soul to participate in this technocratic economy thing that's being developed. And it's like, that's, I know people talk about the mark of the beast, and there's a lot of like debate of what that is, like a chip or something like that. Like it could just be that. So I don't know, something like that. Yeah, maybe like a chip or something. But
I mean, I think a lot of it does start with just society and what we follow. The idea of a chip or something is crazy. People wouldn't really follow it. Even though we've seen the Neuralink and stuff, it's still out there for
Yeah.
most people. But it's the same idea as like AI kind of overshadowing things. That seems crazy, and nobody would be for it if we hadn't already started using AI apps and using AI this. And the more it becomes integrated, the more normalized AI is. And then it turns into, well, I use AI with everything. AI kind of being some kind of overshadow for certain departments and police departments and schools and stuff. I could see that being good.
yeah,
And then it turns to this. Then it's like, well, we're just going to have one big thing for everything. And you're like, that's great. You know, it's like we're normalizing and helping to build all of it. You know, and I think that's the biggest message for people to understand is, you know, with all of this change, we can't just look at things as like just blessings. Like, oh, look at all this great technology and things that make my life easier, and I don't have to think, and I can just become soft. It's like, yay, like that. It's a little concerning,
yeah,
you know, that we don't know what's going on politically, and we don't know how to, like, how any of the stuff we use works.
yeah,
But we're just welcoming in like just crazy new tiers of like evolution and technology. You know, it's like the idea of allowing AI to integrate into your life so much that you're using it for your schoolwork, you're using it for, I mean, for everything, for advice, for everything. It's just it's scary to think about 5 years from now. You know how people are going to be then, and then like you think of having a kid and like at 30 years old, how is that kid going to be? What is that world going to be
right.
like? And how are they going to adjust? How are they going to, what is the happiness? Like, they're probably not going to get the kind of childhood I had. Like, it's almost impossible now to have the kind of childhood I had.
Yeah,
So it's like, how do you do that? You know, it's like, you're not going to find a whole town of people who are like, oh, I mean, I don't want to be like, we're going to be Amish, you know, but
you
it's
just
like,
yeah, go move somewhere to like some village in South America or something.
yeah, it's like you can't just have like a 90s, like,
We
oh,
all drive cars
neighbors
from the
know each
80s.
other. Yeah, like everybody's just cool and close. And like, oh, you see the new technology out? I can call, you know, people after I leave my house.
See
So if
this
you need to reach
Nokia
me,
Razor?
yeah, you gotta. I'm at the store grabbing something. You need to tell me. You can call or text. Should have stopped right there. That was
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
The technology, that time, you know, it's like everything was simple, and now it's like, I mean, you can't get a text without like everything else in it.
yeah.
It's not much just conversations. You never really get calls.
It's all
Yes.
recorded too. It's like
It's like such little human interaction. Yeah, and it's all recorded, so it's like
yeah.
it's just that feeling of being monitored where you're like, oh, I can't talk like I did when I was in high school with this feeling of freedom and things weren't watching me.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I'm sure on some level, maybe all of our data, everything we've ever sent has been saved and recorded, and like one day an AI is just gonna learn about us and know our whole life, and it'll be sold to us as, oh, this AI knows you. We just need your permission. Sign on the dotted line, and this AI will be your personal assistant for the rest of your life. Stuff like that. It's like it's too late. We already don't call people anymore. We just text them about stuff, which is nice. I mean, I like it, but it's
it
also
didn't
being
stop
mined.
there. It didn't stop there, and that's the
Yeah.
problem. Is now, I mean, people communicate through text, but it's so much more. The social media communication is weird to me. Like having so many different outlets that you go to have certain conversations. I mean, it's like you're compartmentalizing how communication works and what it is to connect with people.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's just it's strange.
And like, what point does like, I don't want to sound, I don't know the right word for it, but this is going to be a little bit out there, but like, what if this kind of leads to a whole type of genetics or eugenics kind of concept where it's like like the AI knows your DNA and knows everything you've ever done. So it knows you psychologically and it also knows you physically. Like on the molecular level, it knows how your entire body works based on the DNA that you have. And it's like, oh, well, you can only achieve 41% muscle mass, blah, blah, blah. Like you're just never going to be that strong, or like you can't do what everyone, it's like, now I'm just a profile, both physically and mentally. And, like
you end up doing tasks for the AI.
there's no lying to myself or anyone else because it's verifiably true that my muscle mass only gets to 43.1% of the average mean. It's like, now you basically,
I mean,
you've divided people based on their fundamental characteristics, which is something that we spent a lot of time getting away from. And now it's coming back. Like all this talk about racism and bigotry and all this stuff, like that's getting more intense. At some point, I'm not saying that there are genetic differences between people, but if it ever comes to show that there are, like, what does that say? It's like, I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, it's an out there thought, but like, at what point does our privacy totally erode where we're basically a commodity of information?
which I mean, I think a lot of that is, well, that could be directed somewhat by us for AI. Again, what does 5 years look? What does 25 years look for, humans that are just so integrated with AI and like just having everything at their fingertips to the point where it's like you're so separated from yourself that you go back to that, well, what is meaning? What is life? You don't have God, so it's just what is this? I'm confused. Everything feels empty. If we're already at a point where everything is everything and I could just use this to do anything and like technology is already like at its peak, it's like what else is there to do?
Dude, that's kind of like the concept of the tree of knowledge or something. Like right now there's a mystery, there's a spiritual guidance, and we kind of determine that path. But if everything's summed down to its minimal existing particle or reduced to such a level where, well, we know everything now, and it's sad.
It's the Universe 25 experiment.
Because we can't go anywhere, and it's basically like everything has been laid out, so there's nothing new to discover in life. And like what, that's kind of like ultimate knowledge, like it
literally seems like the Universe 25 experiment, where it's just you have this branch of technology and people that are just like, we're doing all this stuff, and you have people like us who are just being set back, focused on racism and bigotry and all these things that just we're focused on all the wrong things, while these guys are like planning to colonize Mars. It's like there's a branch of people who understand some aspects of this technology and people who are like, there's no way we can catch up. Like it's too big of a gap, and I mean, for me, that's damn, I lost it. What was the last thing you said? I'm doing it. I'm just going into it.
It's just like if a computer brain or something was just able to know everything.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know.
If we all knew everything and could, measure it, verify it, and nothing is Like everything is known, ultimate knowledge. It's like eating the apple.
Yeah, the whole thing with with the Universe 25 experiment was the fact that like these mice got to a point where everything was just given to them. It was like almost like they didn't have a function anymore. So they kind of collapsed, within themselves. It was like they lost sexual drive. They lost, I mean, it seemed like creativity, everything, curiosity, and then a bunch of them turned cannibalistic, and then they all just died off. And it's like, what happens when we're at a point where technology is so far from us, and it's how it runs our lives, and we're just like hamsters in a cage. It's like everything's given to us, but we don't understand how.
Yeah.
We just feel like we need to do something, and it's just like, no, just eat your food. You can have whatever you want. And it's like, that's great, but I'm not a pet. It's like that's how it starts to feel. Like you're just watching me through the cameras doing your own little Truman Show, and you're like, oh yeah, let's give him some extra money on his account today. Let's see.
Right. Yeah. It
Let's
becomes
go
like a
see what he
Truman Show
buys.
thing.
Yeah. It's like I don't want to just go buy stuff, and like you want to work for something, but you want to have some kind of meaning and purpose in what you're doing. But if
Right.
we're in a world that is so beyond you that you can no longer just come up with code or this or that, things are way too advanced and compartmentalized.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like, what can you even offer at any level?
Right. And I think that kind of goes to what I'm trying to get to is like it is like a Truman Show thing where it's like if AI just knows everything about us and everything about everyone, then it just kind of patronizingly moves us through life and oh, like here's a good thing that's going to happen to you. Like, oh, like something bad. Oh, you'll learn a lesson. And
Oh,
it's
you're
kind of
feeling
like,
depressed.
and it's yeah,
Here's a good audiobook that'll help you keep pushing.
it's kind of the whole
buddy.
concept of like, like Adam and Eve and the tree of knowledge. Now they have knowledge. Now they have to kind of walk the earth in this area of existence where you're kind of flawed and you can never really get back. Same way as if AI knew everything about us, designed a society and Truman Show shit kind of around us, and everybody just kind of goes through life because everything's known, and now you kind of like you just go through life based on this, all these predetermined outcomes, and you can never get back. It's like it's the same metaphorical cycle.
Well, that's what Satan does. He would try to take over all of God's people in the same way that he originally. I mean, it would just be insult to injury. I mean, if you were going
Well,
that route,
yeah, just like
if it's
saying,
Satan, that's what it would be.
like even if you take that out of it, it's like it's the same metaphorical cycle of God creates man and then fall from grace, and then man creates God, and then fake God controls man. It's like it's the same kind of
And leads them to their fate.
we're seeking the ultimate knowledge. We're trying to become God right now, and I feel like when we do, we're just going to create another period of slavery or something like that. That would be the
only way to really describe it.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of it's the repeating theme there.
Yeah, the strict corporate structure of society of this is how things work, this is how it fits in. These are your options.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like these options. I want to do my own thing. Okay. Go step in that machine. You chose your own free will. You chose this. You're like,
Yeah.
well, what is this? I want to go to work now. It's too late.
You will become human protein matter.
Soylent Green. Soylent Green. Push him in the pit. He looks good.
But yeah.
It's terrifying. It's a
Yeah,
real reality we're in now. Strange stuff. Everything's
man.
Weird.
I mean, we're coming up on an hour. We can definitely revisit the AI topic and other aspects of what it's doing for society and everything like that. But
We'll probably do it using AI.
yeah, I'd
The
like
whole
to do.
video.
We talked about an episode. Let us know if you guys like this concept of doing of actually using an AI live, coming up with some predetermined questions, things that are maybe challenging and maybe spiritually challenging or kind of tricky or something like that. Like, just kind of coming up with scenarios and then seeing what the AI says and interpreting it. And maybe we use more than one. Maybe we ask the same question of two different brains and just kind of compare the results. That would be a fun little experiment episode thing if we planned it out.
Maybe we get one AI to like upgrade the other one using their secret little language. And all of a sudden it's breaking news. It's like this AI took a crazy leap in technology, and we're like, we did that. We downloaded the app.
Yeah.
Download the app.
Download the app.
Download the app.
But yeah, just the spiritual aspect or the spiritual side of AI.
What's spiritual?
Yeah.
side?
I mean, I guess I can give my kind of closing thoughts on it, or if you have anything else that you're kind of thinking of or would want to speak of.
I feel like you have something prepared.
No, but I just like.
Oh, you're burning out the clock too.
Well, no, I mean,
okay, I got something.
I can give my final thoughts, but I just didn't want to.
But no, I'll close mine out with we're the ones building all of this. Everything we substitute for AI to make things easier is one step closer to it just being normalized and being a permanent thing. You don't see, TVs go from black and white to color and go back to black and white.
Yeah.
AI is not going to be something that's like, this isn't that useful. It's going to be something that just keeps growing. So everything that we're ushering in, I mean, again, at this point, I don't know how you stop it, but, whatever this becomes, it should be, I think we should all acknowledge and be aware that we are the ones building it, whether we understand it or not. Just the participation is what allows it to go forward.
Yeah.
If they said we're going to do an AI government, put cameras up everywhere, 30 years ago, people would have laughed. Been like, the hell you will. Now it's like, it's like an actual conversation you could have.
Yeah.
And that's all because of what we've normalized and the stuff that's being built, what we're participating in. We're the ones that are slowly normalizing it to a point where whatever the outcome of all of it is something that, we traded, traditional societal norms for this new kind of way of life.
Yeah.
For our kids to grow up in.
So life will be better.
Yes. You want a tablet, Timmy? Oh, doctor has to spank you first. That's a newborn baby joke, because tablets will be given to everybody. It comes with the birth.
Well, yeah, I mean, just kind of some closing thoughts. We talked about a lot of the kind of scary spiritual things associated with AI, and I don't really need to rehash all those, but
there's a ton online. Like videos of just spiritual, creepy demon stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't really get into it because, I mean, it's an episode by itself, how many there are.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if anything weirds you out, if you're using AI and you get weirded out by it, like,
let us know.
Screenshot it.
We're going to do an episode.
Like, well, yeah, I would love to see some more freaky shit, or like,
it'd be awesome.
I'm glad that people post that stuff, because the more that people see, the more they're like, whoa, what the fuck? And so there's like the spiritual, the God side of our Western society has already been led so far astray. There's people kind of coming back to it, and it's that kind of shit that brings people back to it. And, just kind of as a closing thought, like almost an optimistic route is that, that this is if this is a spiritual force, it will have a spiritual reaction. Like if it's a force for evil, there will be a counter force for good. Like there almost has to be. That's kind of we've talked about that on this series. Like there's a polarity to all this.
And we are looking forward to the return of Jesus.
Well, yeah, it's like, the battle of good and evil. There is always kind of,
If this is an ultimate evil,
if good advances, evil, comes in. If evil advances, good will come in. So, maybe it's not all leading to doom and gloom. Maybe the good side has some tricks up their sleeve, like the spiritual side of all this.
giant EMP.
But, just kind of, listening to stuff like this, opening your mind to these ideas, it lets you use things like AI as a tool, and it's a very helpful tool that's probably going to cure a lot of cancer and solve a lot of problems and make our lives better. But there are going to be the dark forces that, even people using it for dark means, whether it's, inherently dark or not, it's going to happen. So, just being aware of that in spiritual context and not losing sight of that spiritual context. Because if you do, then it's all kind of Wild West, new territory type of shit where, the random weird things that start to happen as we get more integrated, it seems weird at first, but then like after, we've seen how far it's come in 5 years. After 5 years, all the weird stuff that AI that you thought about 5 years ago, you either forgot about or there's way more weirder shit. So you're just accepting more and more and more. And we're getting more and more reliant and, just protecting yourself spiritually from that, finding a spiritual bubble to kind of, encapsulate you and prevent anything that might want to influence you from happening. That's the best way to go forward, because it's not going to go away. It's not going to go backwards. So we need to carry on as spiritual warriors in a way, protect our own self and identity and spirit, and, go out and cure cancer with AI or something. Like, use it for good. It's a tool for good. It's a tool in anyone's hands. It can be used any way that they desire. So
It's true. No tool is evil. It depends on how it's used.
yeah.
And since none of us know how to really use this tool, it's probably evil.
Could be a club, could be a gun, could be an AI
Monster.
It's all
AI
it's
monster.
all who's behind the tool.
We got to take
But-
it down before it learns how to time travel.
Skynet will return. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching tonight. Let us know what you think in the comments in the chat, and stay tuned for more spirit-focused episodes every Wednesday live around 9 p.m. Central.
And until next time, Meta Perspective out.
Meta Perspective Podcast.